and welcome back to my channel. So this is a Be Happy Stationery design team project with the Toadstool Forest Digital mini kits. So one is in muted green and the other is in muted blush. So as you can see, I have started to make this little book with fabric hinges. So the only thing you need to do is to fold your paper together and to glue a fabric hinge with 2 page. So you just glue them together the way you see, and you have 4 page glued together. So since I didn't record this, you'll see that I used several different fabric hinge, and I'm also using napkin paper that I've used to clean up my jelly plate. So this is one of them, and it's in the perfect colors for my project, so kind of green and yellow. I'm also using fabric from old clothes and the leftovers from other project. This is also one of the napkins that I have printed myself. So there's a way to do that without ruining your printer. You just need to glue all the sides of a white napkin and to put it on a paper that is a bit more thick than just the copy paper. So a 32-pound would be perfect for that. Unfortunately, every time you do that, you kind of have to cut around the paper, so it gets smaller and smaller. But if you want something really original for your napkins that you can find in the market, then that's how you have to do it. So I'm going to create my pages like this. Lately I've been really enjoying creating on the white paper, so just printing the digi-kits on one side and then creating on the other side. I find that only using digitals for both sides is a bit mechanical, so it doesn't get my creativity going. It just makes me feel like I'm printing, gluing, and showing without much of my creative process showing through. So I've been doing this now, just printing on one side and enjoying collaging and mixed media on the other sides. So on one of the projects I did put my white sides to the jelly plate, and that was very fun. I think I do have a video on that, so I might be able to put it in the description box below. Which brings me to tell you that all the links for Be Happy Stationery are in the description box below. So our coffee shop and YouTube, and I do believe she has also a Facebook group. She also offers memberships, and they are kind of worthy of taking up on, since you have digital kits free every month. So I can use all my little kits. So you have also mini kits and big kits. So it's not just mini kits. Those were 2 mini kits, but she also have made a FUNGI kit, which is pretty much in the same palette at Toadstool Forest. So you'll be able to match them together, which is always fun when you can mix and match your kits. So if you don't have one of those decal rulers, you can make your own using a regular plastic ruler and cutting. Well, it's not just cutting. You use your iron, your clothes iron, and you just press the ruler on the sides so it makes dents. And once you have the dents, you have the decorative ruler. And you can make the shapes that you want. As you can see on that one, I made two different shapes. So one is a little dent, the other is bigger. And if you mess up, well, guess what? It only cost, I think, $1.50 for 3 plastic rulers. So you get to practice, and you also get to have a nice original decorative rulers. So I am using my stick glue for the fabric. It does stay, but it's not very durable as heavy handling. So it will stay stuck to the page, but I will probably need to put some stitches around it at some point if I don't want to, especially the corners, to lift. It's always the same thing with fabric. You really need to either use a fabric fabric glue or some very tacky glue. So like the bear glue or the glitter glue. The tacky glue is good too, but it's more wet, so it has the risk of going through the fabric, which is why, since I was filming, I decided to use my stick glue. Now, as you can see, you can use pretty much anything and everything to decorate your pages. And the way I want to use the pages that I decorated by simply sticking my what I want to write, or maybe the picture, I'll just stick it with double-sided tape. So at my Dollarama there is double-sided tape that you can lift and replace. I think Aleene's also have a removable like this glue in a spray. So I think it's in a spray. So you can put it down and take it up. This way I can either change my mind or replace what I've written with something prettier. You know, sometimes you just want to write something and it's not pretty, but then you want to make it pretty. So that's how I think I'm going to use this, because I don't want to put anything permanent on my pages. I like to look and touch all the fabric and the textures that I've used when I create, which is kind of what our eclectic journals are. So when we use the digital kit, it's because we want something that also already have a lot of design on it. And when we collage and create pages like I'm doing, it's because we also want the textures. Digitals don't have textures. So this way I can add textures all I want and still have the very pretty digitals to look at. Because let's face it, if you want to make a forest out of a mixed media, in a mixed media way, we'll need to have cutouts of mushroom, cutouts of leaves, cutouts of a lot of things, and this would probably add up to at least half a centimeter thick just to make a forest background. And it would cost a lot more than just buying a little kit. My project is printed on 2 to a page. So when you print and you go on the computer settings, not just the printer settings, you can choose 2 to a page. So you can actually make your paper smaller and make smaller project without too much problem. I know that on my PC I can also choose the percentage of the size of the paper. So sometimes if you know that you need maybe 70% of your page, then you can make a project that way. So all of these things aren't always available on an iPad or your regular not regular, but any other device than on a computer. So maybe the Mac has that, but my iPad doesn't have that. It goes with um, the printer settings, because the settings that iPad has is very limited. So as you can see, I was trying to add also some organic things. The bulo bark is something I've had a long time, and I'm using just a little bit at a time because it's very hard to stick to paper and it's got layers, so you have to be careful with that. I'll need to probably sew on them to make them stick forever. And that brown transparent paper, that's just parchment paper you can buy at your dollar store. It's just the unbleached parchment paper. Most of the time we buy the white one, but now I prefer the unbleached. So it's kind of looking like tea bags. So if you want to help my channel and Be Happy Stationery's channel or any other channel, all you have to do is subscribe, like and comment on our videos. It's always fun to hear from you, and it's all free, so that's always nice. I'm usually doing my videos basically for my own fun. So I like to create with different papers. It brings creativity and variety. But mostly I'm using my channel to just show what I do, because let's face it, not everybody understands what we do in our craft rooms. So I'm using those stamps and my archival ink from Ranger. So it has the 4 basic colors: suit, vintage photo, hickory, and espresso, coffee espresso. So this is going to be a nice background to apply the little pockets because they're a bit small. bit of faded stamping. Now, if you feel that my process video is a bit slow, although it's I've put it already at 2x, you can go in the um, settings of YouTube, which is the gear somewhere around your screen, and you can speed it up. Now I'm using those to make pockets, and I've inked everything because it's really better when everything is inked around. It does give it a 3D layer, so to speak. And I'm also going to just add this, my decorations and things on the pages that doesn't have the digitals, because I want to look at those digitals. It's always a mystery to me how people can just add more printed stuff on printed papers, or just cover them up like a base just to have the 1/8 of a round, you know, like in scrapbooking. I feel like it's a waste of a good print. And paper is getting so expensive. You have to, I think, really make the most of them now. The brown paper you see is a sticky paper, no packaging tape that I bought off of Amazon. So as I was saying, I'm trying to really keep the digitals open and free from clutter, and adding those things where the pages are more neutral. Now there I felt like I needed like a seam to connect everything. And I will use this little strip just to be able to hold a little notepad that I will make later on. My cover, so my cover, I used a little cardboard, so it's thin, and I also used to cover it one of the masterboard that I've made earlier this year on Amazon packaging paper. So I'm just going to wrap it around. It's in two pieces because the spine is also separated. I want my book to be able to open flatly, very flat, you know, and it needs to have space and just be glued on the sides. So you'll see how I will put it together. I think I filmed it. So always cut your corner close to the corner, but not exactly to the corner, so you won't see the corner when you fold your paper, which is why sometimes you have to use your bone folder to flatten the little sides. So these things are some things you get better at when you do them a little more often. Then you realize that you just need a little more to be able to cover the corners. You could also not cut the corners the way I did and just wrap it around. It's just that it's a bit more bulky on the corners. So I will keep them in my heavy book so that they can dry flat. This is the spine, so I have grooved it in the middle so it can round easily. And this is how I want to assemble it. So the spine will go inside and the two covers outside. And now I just need to adjust it so that everything fits well. I'm going to use the fabriquer glue, so it's a acetone base glue. And it's perfect. It holds faster than regular glue, but it also binds fabric and paper very well. And other than the smell and the price, it's a perfect glue. If it wasn't for the price, honestly, that's the only glue I would use. But that bottle is almost $25 now. So that's a 8-ounce bottle, and $25 for an ounce bottle is pricey, especially since acetone evaporates and you need to use acetone to make it more liquid again. So that's a troublesome glue. Because the amount you need is not the same depending on the amount you have left, and the amount of acetone is not the same depending on the amount of glue you have to unthicken. So this is the part where I should have left the first page and the last page of my book without any decorating. So I would have had just to glue those pages inside the covers and it would have been perfect. Now because I have something on those pages, I'm just going to glue like 1 inch from the spine. As you will see, I'm just going to put glue there and it's what's going to hold my book inside my cover. Now, if you don't make that mistake, just keep that first page with nothing on. Use regular glue and glue that on the inside of your cover. And when you open your book, it will just open flat, which is great. Now I have to do this on the back side too. And I'm also covering the white space with fabric, spreading the glue with my finger. It's important, otherwise the thick parts of the glue will show through your fabric, and you don't want that. Now, the fun thing about our project, when we when we do, junk journals or eclectic journals, I prefer to say eclectic journals because I'm not really using junk from the bin. I'm really using a fabric and printing papers and papers that I bought, so it's more like an eclectic journal, decorative journal. And when you make mistakes, you can easily repair your mistakes by simply adding more covering, replacing. Doesn't matter if you tear it or break it, you can fix it, because then it just becomes a creative solution. And I'm saying this now because I did make a mistake. So since my collage cover is has upside down things and it's not really directional, so I did add some decorative things on the back of my well, it was supposed to be the front, but it ended up being on the back. So now I'm trying out the colors just to see which one I want to use with my stamp, because I'm doing some journal little papers with this blue uh, uh, that was recycling paper, so I just put the paper in what's left of your printer ink, so that was blue, and it does a different texture too, so that's fun. You do the same with coffee. You just take your pages and you put them in the tray with water and the ink, and you get those results. So now I'll put those in the pockets, and they fit perfectly and add a nice touch of colors. Now adding a bit of decorating, but it's really hard when your papers are already very well decorated. The digi-kits are really nice. Now the notepad is probably what is the most junk that I'm putting in this little book, because it's really just the leftovers of papers that I have, or misprints of sometimes when you need to clean the edges of your um, printer, then you have one side. If you keep one side fine, you can just cut them up and have a notepad. That's what also I do with all of the things that I cut from the DigiKits. Sometimes there are really nice leftover space, and I keep that and make notepads out of them. Well, I guess I spoke too early. I'm just using the leftovers of the papers I already used. And my staples didn't really go through, so I did have to go back and staple more properly. So now I'm going to put my eyelet on those two sides. Use my I think it's hemp string. It's very old. Came again from my mom's stash, and I'm going to just put them through and attach them. You'll see that, don't worry. So this is a kit of eyelets that I've used, that I've bought from Temu, and it is perfected with using with their little tools. I'm using a rubber mallet, so that you can find anywhere, I think, in your hardware store, or even sometimes at your dollar store you can have those. So I'm folding my string in two, wrapping it around this way so it stays. And I will also put a knot at the end so they don't always separate. You could also add, the paper beads. This could also be very decorative. So I'm gonna make a little bit of a little cluster, and right now my book is upside down, and I don't know it because of course I can read what we see on the front, and I'm figuring that this is up, the right side up. So my cluster will ultimately end up on the back side instead of the front. It's still nice in the back, but really I would have preferred it on the front because it really looked nice on the front. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, visit the links I have in the description box below, and I'll see you in the flip through. Thank you. Bye. So I did turn that up on the other side.